Little Miss Trouble Moving House by Roger Hargreaves. Once upon a time, there was little Miss Trouble, and she moved house. That end. Just kidding. That's not really how it goes, is it? Shall we begin? Little Miss Trouble Moving House by Roger Hargreaves. Little Miss Trouble lives in up-to-no-good cottage surrounded by fields and trees and more fields and more trees and even more fields. Her nearest neighbours live miles and miles away, and there's a very good reason for this. That very good reason was Little Miss Trouble. Nobody wants to live next door to somebody who causes so much trouble. I'm naughty. Somebody who telephoned Mr. Lazy at 5 o'clock every morning for a whole week. Ring, 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 ring. Oh, that would be annoying, wouldn't it? And somebody who told Mr. Wrong that the best thing to use to polish his car was boot polish. That's naughty. Look at it. Now, because she lived all on her own, Little Miss Trouble found that she could not cause half as much trouble as she would like to. What Little Miss Trouble longed for more than anything else was a neighbour. One Monday, when Little Miss Trouble was walking in the woods near her house, she came upon a wishing well. "Well, I never," she said. And then she had an idea. She threw in a coin into the well. "I wished I lived next door to somebody," she said out loud. Wish. Later that day, when she looked out of her window, she discovered that, as if by magic, which it was, her house was next door to Box Cottage, which is where Mr. Chatterbox lives. Oh my goodness! All of a sudden her house moved. Tee-hee-hee! Now time for some fun, giggled Little Miss Trouble. She crept down the lane, around the corner, up the telegraph pole, and cut the telephone wire. Clip! Naughty, naughty. Poor Mr. Chatterbox. No telephone. No one to chat to. But it was then that he looked out the window and saw Miss Trouble's house. 5 minutes later, there was a knock at Little Miss Trouble's door. "Hello," said Mr. Chatterbox. "Just thought I'd pop round for a quick chat. Funny thing, my telephone's broken and Mr. Chatterbox chatted and talked and chatted and talked all through the morning and all afternoon and late into the night. The next day, Tuesday, a very tired Little Miss Trouble went back to the wishing well and threw in another coin. "I wish I lived next door to someone else," she said. And the next morning, Little Miss Trouble found herself living next to Mr. Bump. She threw tiny stones at his window to wake him up and smashed the window. But Mr. Bump had so many accidents that he didn't notice one more broken window. Little Miss Trouble went back to the wishing well. Didn't even notice. He always has accidents. On Wednesday, Miss Trouble tried to play a trick on Little Mr. Lucky. But she discovered that Miss Lucky was too lucky for any of Miss Trouble's tricks to work on her. On Thursday, there was nobody in Little Miss Late's house. She was late getting back from her holiday. That sounds like Auntie Rachel, always late. On Friday, Little Miss Trouble told Mr. Muddle that Mr. Small had called him an egghead. Oh, that's not very nice, is it? But Mr. Muddle got muddled up, and instead of being angry with Mr. Small, he thanked him. Thanks for calling me an egghead. On Saturday, Little Miss Trouble let the tyres down on Mr. Forgetful's car. But Mr. Forgetful forgot he had a car and caught the bus. Oh well, off I go on the bus. On Sunday, it was a very fed up Little Miss Trouble who returned to the wishing well to make a wish. And then she had a thought. A thought that went like this. The trouble with neighbours, thought Little Miss Trouble, is that they are too much trouble. And then she went home and was very, very good and didn't make any trouble for anybody ever again, forever and ever and ever. Well, until Tuesday. That end.